Welcome back to the Twilight Zone. Friends, this time you see before you not one, not two, but three groups of people. Here in the Twilight Zone, we refer to them as Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Why reinvent the wheel? This time I will need your help to discover which of these three groups shall be caught in the vortex of the Twilight Zone's mysteries for episode 2. I will count to 3. So be quiet. On the count of 3, kindly shout out either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3! I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. All right, clearly we're going to have to do this in a different way. You, ma'am. What is your name, please?
Carol.
Carol. May I impose upon you to stand up? Carol, and just Carol. When I count to 3, in the loudest voice you've ever used, I want you to shout out either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3!
2!
Thank you very much. I heard 1. All right. It's Group 2. Now, Group 2 will be caught in the center of our story today. And in our last story, we already explored the mysterious stranger. And that means we need to pick a new card. And that means we need a new volunteer from the audience. And that means it needs to be, yes, you. Kindly join me on stage. What is your name?
Genevieve.
Genevieve. Did you hurt your hands or are you just cool?
The second one?
You're just cool. How old are you, Genevieve?
11.
11 years old. You are very brave to join us on stage here in the Twilight Zone, Genevieve. Genevieve, do you gamble? You don't know what that is?
No.
Clearly you're here with a grown-up.
That one over there.
Yes. Do you know what gambling is? Good. All right, Genevieve. Kindly pick one of these cards.
The middle one was fine.
That was the best one. Show it to the audience. Read it out loud.
Secret.
Almost as loud as Carol. Very well done, Genevieve. You may return to the audience. At some point, a secret shall become deeply important to the story in which these characters find themselves, but I will hold off on discovering what the secret is until a little bit later in our story. In the meantime, to get these characters started, it's going to begin with this character shouting out some first opening line of dialogue. I would like someone to tell me what is that opening line of dialogue, and I would like that person to be you, sir. Hello. What is your name?
My name is Valerie.
Bela, thank you for joining us today. Bela, what line of dialogue shall begin the play? And remember, what you say now will be the dependent factor on whether all these people enjoy themselves. What is the opening line of dialogue, sir?
My dog died.
That's the best line of dialogue ever! My friends, sit back and enjoy our second episode of The Twilight Zone. Fido is dead.
My dog died! Diane, not Fido! Fido! Oh, Genevieve. If Mom were still alive, she'd be crying with us. She loved him just like we did. You know, the last moment I had with him, I just held his paws. And I looked deep into his eyes. And I told him, Fido, we love you. Fido, we love you forever. Did you mention me? I said, Genevieve. And I love you. And then he was gone.
I just came from the pet cemetery. It's all taken care of now.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
I don't know how I'm going to get through without him.
We can get you another dog.
Mark, you don't understand. Fido was more than a dog, right, Genevieve?
He was more than a dog. You know what? This is why I never liked you marry my sister in the first place.
I'm the one who gave her the dog as a pet to begin with. I didn't mean to sound insensitive. I don't handle these things very well.
Yeah, you gave her the dog years ago, before you were married to my sister. I liked you back then.
Genevieve, please, just try to calm down. Mark, I'm sorry I exploded.
I'm sorry I didn't think twice before I spoke.
Oh, darling, please forgive me.
Of course, forgive me.
I just, sometimes, grief just overwhelms me. And I never thought I would lose him. I never thought he was going to leave me. Oh, Mark.
I won't leave you.
Please, never leave me.
Never.
Never.
Okay, enough. You know, I could use a little nurturing too here. When you guys were away for all those years, who watched Fido? Who watched Fido while Mom was ill?
Well, you
Me.
did. You did, yes.
So Fido was my companion during that really hard time of my life.
Do you know what got us through that?
Bourbon?
You want one?
Yes, please.
Genevieve, thank you. Thank you for getting us through Mom's illness. And thank you for watching Fido. You are a lifesaver. Mark?
I echo those sentiments, Genevieve.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
One moment, please. We need to make a toast to Fido. Fido Alexander Beatrice Cornwall.
To toast to those wet kisses.
Those midnight licks. Oh, not like that, Mark. No. My toes.
Are we still talking about Fido?
We're talking about Fido. Okay, come on. Genevieve, give him. Let's hear something good about Fido.
To those nights that Fido slept next to me when I had no one else.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fido.
Well,
I don't know what the next steps are. Do we do a funeral service? I mean,
well, his ashes are ready at the pet cemetery, so.
I think we should invite everybody.
Even Dad?
3 people. Mark, Genevieve, and Rover. Her nickname was Rover, of course. Her real name was Patricia. But all her life, she had only one love, one shaped hole in her heart, and that was the shape of a dog. She loved that dog. Oh, the others were fond of it as well. But she loved it more. Because a dog, as you know, is a person's best friend. And dogs are the very manifestation of the human trait of loyalty. But now that that dog is missing from the lives of these 3 people, they will discover what happens when loyalty is suddenly absent. As deeply as they wish to retrieve it, as many signs on telephone poles as they put up, looking for their lost loyalty, they will not be able to find it until they visit the pet cemetery in the Twilight Zone.
I'll go get the ashes from the pet cemetery today.
I think we should take those flyers down.
I'll do that too. I'll be back in a few hours.
I never thought Fido would run off like that, the way he did.
You didn't? Really? You know Fido didn't like Mark.
Genevieve, you know what you're doing right now? It's called projection. You're projecting your dislike onto Fido. Fido, in my opinion, loved Mark the way that I love Mark.
Don't therapize me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a new thing, I know, psychotherapy. I was reading an article about it in Good Housekeeping. They talked about all of the things that go through the human psyche. Oh gosh, there's so many. But I did identify a couple of you. There was a quiz. Something like a
crossword?
It was like a multiple choice. I did it for you, Genevieve.
And what did it say?
It said that you're lonely, self-obsessed. I forget what the other one was. It started with a B, but I can't remember. Anyway, all of those things can be modified. Genevieve, why are you looking at me like that? What's wrong with you?
I'm sad. You took everything from me, all of our lives. You always had to have the boy. You always had to have even the dog. You always had Dad's attention. You know, sisters could be loyal to each other.
I
Where was that, like, sisterly camaraderie? You always chose other people over me, and might I say, of the opposite gender.
Genevieve. I need to retake that test. Somebody at the door. Hello?
Hello. I'm a detective, the local police department. May I enter?
Do you have a badge or anything?
Yes, I do, right here.
Okay, go on in.
Detective Peterson.
Hi, I'm Patricia, but people call me Rover.
It's nice to meet you, Patricia.
My sister, Genevieve.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Detective, what?
Do you have a dog named Fido?
Oh my God! What do you? We had one. Yes, we just lost him. And we're about to prepare a ceremony for him. Yes, we're going through a hard time.
I'm afraid to tell you something. You see, I'm a special type of detective in the police department. I specialize in pet homicide.
What? Are you saying?
Yes, that's right. Fido was not just killed. He was murdered.
What?
Oh my God!
Who would do such a thing?
Well, if my detective skills tell me right, and I've been doing this a long time, it was someone in this household.
Like right now in this household, or those who live in this household? Because I don't live here. She does.
Well, she stays here to watch our dog.
I got his ashes.
Mark, this is Detective Peterson.
Yes, Detective Peterson. Detective Peterson, who was not quite good enough to be a human homicide. And had failed with several other animals as well. Until finally landing a dog, where he had shown a modicum of success. For in fact, he is correct. One of the three people of our story does harbor that secret. One of these three people did, in fact, murder Fido. Hello, ma'am. I'm talking to you, the one not looking at me. Hello. On the count of three, I would like you to shout out loud which one of those three people is harboring the secret that they killed Fido, either Mark, Rover, or Genevieve. On the count of three, as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3.
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
Sorry.
That is correct. However, she won't give it up just yet.
He has some terrible news, Mark. He says that our baby was murdered. Somebody did this intentionally.
Murdered?
It wasn't an accident.
Who would murder our beautiful, precious dog?
My detecting skills, which are very powerful and strong. I was going to work in human homicide, but they decided to put me in pets instead because those are more important. That is a lie.
I don't disagree with you.
Told me that it's one of you three.
Well, one of us? That's ridiculous.
Is it?
Is it?
Yes, yes, it is.
What do you mean it is, Mark? What do you mean by that?
Why are you so sure of it? You don't seem very surprised.
Because I'm not the one. You know, Genevieve, you've been up my...
Mark!
I would rather not. I would do anything but that.
I'm gonna fix myself a drink.
You've always been a pain in this family. Always wanting to have it your way, always the victim.
Mark, please.
Now, someone has to tell her.
Mark, why do we have to do this now?
Because she's accusing me of killing our dog, that's why.
But I don't think you did it, Mark. Genevieve?
If you don't think he did it, are you accusing your own sister?
I don't think any of us are capable of doing such a thing.
I think that's wrong. You know what the penalty is for pet slaughter in this county?
No.
25 to life.
What evidence do you have? Do you have any sort of clue?
It was a fair question. And in fact, he did have a clue, a certain object that he found, which was in his pocket right now, and which he was about to disclose. On the count of 3, tell me what that was. 1, 2, 3.
A
Locket.
Yes, it was a locket. Sit back and appreciate his elaborate explanation as to how that locket ties into the crime.
I think we should listen to the detective. He seems very experienced.
Well, what's the clue?
Well, I was examining the area around the body, and I found an object coated in the blood of Fido.
The blood?
This locket right here.
Oh.
And inscribed on the locket was this address. Ma'am, did your dog wear any jewelry?
Fido had a thing for bracelets. But I've never seen him wear a locket. No, I've never
Right,
seen
so I suspect that belongs to a human.
What?
I have to confess something. It's not going to look good, but I promise you I didn't do it. I purchased this locket for you to give to you on our anniversary.
Oh my God. How did Fido get it?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know how she got it. It was in my bedroom, in my little...
You purchased a locket for my sister that has an address on it? As in a collar for your wife? I rest my case.
He has good taste. Now, I'll be back to make an arrest later. But I have a poodle to deal with. It might have been a suicide. It's too early to tell.
I can explain. Listen.
Why don't you explain it to her? I'm going home.
Good.
Yes, he could explain, and he would. But in order to explain, he too had to reveal a secret that he had gone this far in his marriage without having to reveal. This secret has nothing to do about Fido, but would affect their relationship nonetheless. On the count of 3, tell me, what was that secret?
He loves gays.
1. 2.
He's a closet snack owner.
2.5. 3! What?
He's a cat person.
He's really a cat person.
You see, I put our home address on this locket because this is our forever home. I don't want to show you that my heart is with you forever.
Mark, will you take him?
I'm a cat person.
Wait a minute, I need to put him down.
I'm sorry, Patricia. I meant to tell you this before we got married.
Why? Why would you keep a secret like that from me?
Because I'm a son of a bitch.
That explains a lot, Mark. That explains all that white hair on your collar. It explains that trail of kitty litter that I saw coming from the car.
You saw that?
What are you doing, Mark? What do you think you're doing? You're keeping a cat behind my back. How dare you?
I have.
What are you doing? Are you like...
It's a Persian. White, fluffy, with blue eyes. She's gorgeous.
What did you do? Get rid of Fido so you could bring the Persian?
No, I love Fido too. I'm just
Mark.
more of a cat person.
Mark, why are you doing this to me? Take this off. Take this off.
No, leave it. That's for you.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Take it off.
You
Mark.
don't mean that.
I just don't want it on me right now, for God's sake.
Ooh, it must have been difficult for you. What you did to me.
Are you haunting me now, Fido?
Yes, I am.
Well, at least you're here with me in my home now.
I am. But did you have to go through all of this to destroy your sister's and Mark's relationship? Was it worth to hold my little head down as I was put down with an injection that was very painless?
You were in pain anyway. You're old and I'm trying to take care of my sister. Don't you understand? This is about loyalty. And look, you're my ghost dog now.
Loyalty. You speak of loyalty, but you know not loyalty. All you know is what you want. All you know is what would make Genevieve comfortable. What would make Genevieve happy. You never liked their relationship. You never wanted them to be together. But I saw
When you
Mark
were sleeping in their bed. The licking.
the injection is quite difficult for me to do. But yes, no, I saw their relationship from very close at night while I licked her toes. I saw how much they loved each other, and you, the one time that you watched me, granted very well, I saw that you looked at their pictures of them together with, was it jealousy? Was it just anger, disappointment,
Heartbreak?
heartbreak?
You know, Mark met me first. That's how my sister met Mark.
I was not aware of that.
You know, my very first kiss was Mark.
I was not aware of that.
Behind the gymnasium at school. He told me he loved me.
And he did at that time, Genevieve. But time passes on. Time, as they say, fetches forward. And you have to accept that it does. Not destroy everything that makes it pass.
Well, it's too late now.
It is too late. You've destroyed the relationship. There is no way of coming back once your beloved pet has passed away.
Dr. Johansson, thank you for seeing me at such a short notice. I know that you've been my therapist for many years, and there's an issue I need to get off my chest. You're so good at listening.
Definitely. So, what's on your mind?
Guilt.
Guilt. Anything specific you're feeling?
I've been hiding from my wife a deep secret that I'm a cat person, and I feel I've ruined our marriage.
Cat person ruined marriage.
And everything I know, for the past few years that we've been seeing each other, Dr. Johansson, you've given me great advice to be myself, but I keep blocking your offers. And I will not block it again.
Well, Mark, I'm glad to hear this is helping you, but I must know, What deep down inside of you kept you from telling your wife that you were a cat person?
Because I wanted that dog dead. But I'm not the one who killed that dog, Doctor.
But now you're harboring guilt.
Yes, I feel that perhaps somehow my guilt has, and my secret has manifested in this reality. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of having to lie to her.
As he continued talking to his therapist, suddenly, he too, deep in his unconscious, was haunted with a visit from Fido.
This can't be. Dr. Johansson, I see my dog.
Mark, there's no one there. Calm down. Let's practice our breathing exercises. In and out. Slowly in and out.
He's still there. He's right there. I see him, Dr. Johansson.
Mark,
He's staring right at me.
we've made so much progress. This is regression.
You don't see him? I'm sorry, Fido.
You. Every night that I licked your wife's toes, I would watch over at you, and I would see you stay awake. I would see you fantasizing of what might be.
Yes, because I was jealous the way you licked her. Not in that way, of course. But that she seemed to love you more than me. She gave you more attention than she gave to me.
You couldn't accept that she could have more love to give than just the one she gave to you, could you?
No.
You wanted to kill me. In fact, you tried, didn't you?
I did try to kill him once, Dr. Johansson.
Trying to kill who?
The dog. My wife's dog. The dog that I even got for her.
Tell her how you did it, or you tried to.
How did you do it?
I put him behind the wheel of the car.
Tell her about the Heineken.
I spilled a bunch of Heineken beer to make it look like it was a drunk driving accident.
And tell her about the Frank Sinatra song that was playing.
It was a Frank Sinatra song playing, her favorite, Moonlight Over Beauty.
Top 2 in the ranks for weeks.
Anyway, I just wanted to make it seem as though there was a drunken accident. It doesn't make any sense, but that's the only thing that came to my mind. I'm not a killer. I'm not a
Mark!
trained killer.
Mark! This is all very concerning! You're talking to dead dogs? You're making dogs into drunk drivers?
Tell me what to do, Dr. Johansson. How do I...
This is beyond anything I've ever seen. I fear I'm going to have to tell the police. And since it involves animals, I'm going to have to bring in the detective.
But I didn't do it. But I didn't kill him.
But you might as well have.
And just then, as if by intuition, the detective showed up.
I'm here for my appointment.
Mark,
Detective?
I'm so sorry. I have to breach patient psych confidentiality, but
You have crippling self-doubt, too, about how you could make real human homicide?
No.
Detective, he attempted to murder a dog by making him a drunk driver. He fed alcohol to a minor.
But
Dog ears?
I didn't go through with it. I stopped at the last second, I promise you.
but his earnest pleas were to no avail. And in our next scene, he's in jail.
Sorry, you're gonna have to come with me.
What is this? Let go of me!
I'm sorry, Mark. There's nothing I can do.
We're going to prorate this month.
And of course, the dog had more people to haunt and more people to visit, as we shall see.
Candy, I just would love you to just take a little off.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh, your cuticles. I know. You know what I did? I saw a commercial. No, you shouldn't be watching commercials. I told you to stop. It looked like it would work. Palmolive. I'm sorry, Candy. I thought I could make a shortcut and save a little money.
You know, your beds used to be much more moistened. It's as if something stopped in your routine. Oh, your toenails, they look horrible.
Candy,
what did you stop doing?
Candy, there's a lot going on in my life right now, and Mark's having an affair. He has a cat on the side. Not Mark! Yes, Candy, and you know what else I just found out? I was going through the books because I had to write a check to the pet cemetery, and I saw a check written out to a Dr. Johansson therapist. And I think Mark is going to therapy. What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I cut you?
No,
You're close to your nail bed?
No, you're fine, Candy, you're fine. Oh my goodness, I just thought I saw Fido for a second. Oh, wow.
Sorry, must be my new hairdo.
You know, I have to compliment you on the perm. It does look, it kind of reminds me of Fido.
You. As I laid awake licking your toes that night, I would sometimes watch what you did. I would sometimes notice that you grew tired of your husband, that you maybe regretted your life with him.
In fact, he was a very perspicacious dog. Because 2 out of 3 secrets has been revealed. But we all have secrets, don't we? And Rover, a.k.a. Patricia, had a secret as well. A secret that she will reveal to the spirit of her dead dog in this scene on the count of 4. You'll tell me what that secret is. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The secret second dog.
She really loves taxidermy.
You must miss Fido dearly.
I loved him so, and it's almost as if he's here with me now. Fido. I could have killed Mark. I didn't want you cremated. I wanted to make you into a statue of blazing glory that I could caress every night and gaze into the glass eyes of.
Patricia, no, it's just my hair.
I'm sorry. Oh, Candy, I don't know what's come over me. It's that Good Housekeeping magazine.
But he hated your hobbies, didn't he? Including taxidermy. He wouldn't let you enjoy yourself. And so you were regretting that. You were regretting your relationship with him, were you not?
Candy, stop! That smell reminds me of something.
Acetone?
Yes, it's the smell that we used in taxidermy school for preserving a fresh carcass. Candy, I love taxidermy. I know it's a dirty thing.
Well, that's quite disturbing.
Detective.
Someone's here to see you. Your sister-in-law.
Genevieve.
That's right.
We'll let her in. Should I go to the visiting section?
Yes, well, generally in this line of work, the killers are usually other animals, so we only have a kennel visiting section.
I understand.
Right here.
What are you doing here?
I thought I'd come see you.
Well, now you've seen me.
Quite the position you're in.
You look happy.
I'm a little amused. But I did want to talk to you. I know you didn't kill Fido.
Well, then tell him that.
Well, I would never admit to murder to the detective.
When? What? You killed him?
Yeah, I killed Fido.
Well, then, why? Why did you do it, Genevieve?
Because I loved you. Because I love you. Because...
What? Me? That was just one time. It was just one time.
One time? It didn't mean anything to you?
It meant something. But my heart is for Patricia. Her and I were seeing each other. And I couldn't bear the fact that I was a cat person anymore. And I felt so shameful and guilty that I thought I'd try to find solace away from my shame and guilt. Whenever I see her, I would just see my shame and guilt staring right back at me.
Well, you did something that was also disloyal to her and to me. You gave me hope. You know, I wouldn't have just done that with anyone. I didn't even know you were with my sister at the time.
Neither would I.
You know how much guilt I harbored, not even telling her about it all those years? You deserve to be here, and I'm going to make sure you go down for that murder.
Wait, you gotta confess, Genevieve, I can't stay here. The dog treats are awful.
Sir, thank you for coming in. So, you witnessed who killed that dog. I've prepared a lineup of 3 people. If you could please stand here.
You pointed in 2 places. Where should I stand?
Come stand right here. All right, you can come in.
Huh. That's the one.
You pointed in 2 places. Now, you understand, sir.
Yes?
Whichever one that you choose, it's very likely that they'll be convicted of pet slaughter. 25 years to life. Now, you said that you heard them say a line before they killed the dog.
Yes, I did.
What was that?
It was, I am doing this for my own good. Something like that. I may be paraphrasing.
You know, I didn't like that. So, number 1, I want you to step forward and make your plea why you didn't kill the dog.
I admit I'm a cat person, and I admit that I tried to kill the dog one time, but last minute I stopped. I didn't go through with it. I got him out. He gave me a little lick. It was adorable. But I'm innocent. Can't you just see it in my face and my voice?
What do you mean you tried to kill him, Mark?
Anyway.
All right, step back. Number 2, what do you have to say for yourself?
I loved Fido. He was my absolute most best friend, the loyalest companion I could ever have.
Okay, my legs are getting tired. Let's take a seat.
And I would never kill him. I loved him dearly.
Number 3, step forward.
She did it! She confessed to me that she killed him.
Number 3, say what he said. I'm doing this for my own good.
I'm doing this for my own good.
Yeah?
Nope.
That was the one?
That was the one. That was the one. I heard it just like that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Genevieve.
Number 3. Come with me.
Oh my God. Mark.
Yes, she told me she did it. Oh, they left. I guess we can leave this room now.
Mark. How could you? You lied to me?
I didn't want to...
How could you have tried to kill Fido?
It was just a brief moment of weakness. I was just jealous that you paid more attention to our dog than me.
What?
But I didn't obviously do it.
Do you realize that I gave everything up for you? I gave up a lucrative career in taxidermy. I was accepted to the Paris Académie des Chiens de Chat And do you realize, instead of going there, Mark, I married you. How could you? I gave all that up for you, and then I find out that you've betrayed me more than I can say. And who's Dr. Johansson?
My therapist. I need a...
The detective sent me in. He said you might need some marriage counseling.
Yes, Dr. Johansson, this is my wife, Patricia.
Charmed, I'm sure.
I need a police precinct drink.
I didn't know they had women doctors.
One of a kind. But, the detective said he heard some words going between you as if there was some feeling of anger, betrayal, disloyalty.
She's good. She identified everything I was feeling.
She's the best.
How long have you been seeing her, Mark?
3 years.
Another betrayal. He didn't tell me.
This was something that I needed privately. I was ashamed to share everything with you.
Going to therapy can be very shameful. Sometimes it's necessary to look deep within yourself.
Fido! He's right there! You see?
Mark, do you know what it is? He's not there.
Wait, Mark, I see him. I see him too.
You too.
Fido!
He looks happy. He looks happy.
Oh,
Look at you two.
what a good boy.
Have you not learned? I'm too happy. I'm gonna chill. Have you not learned what I came here to teach you? What our dogs are here to teach us, you know? That regardless of your own needs, sometimes loyalty means to let go of those needs, if not for a second, so that you can satisfy the needs of those that you love and are around you.
Are you both all right?
Mark, sometimes I would ask you to go on a golfing trip or a tennis weekend, and I would spend the weekend with Fido.
Use I statements.
I gave him a little too much attention sometimes, and I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
And I should have expressed how I have felt honestly before going behind your back and lying to you.
And also the taxidermy thing. Kind of an important thing.
Yeah, I gave it up for you. I did.
Recognize it.
Yes, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that. I'll kill the Persian cat and you can stuff it.
Read into it. Read between the lines.
I want you to go back and become a taxidermist.
Yes. Yes. Sacrifice. Loyalty.
Yes.
Mark, there's a certificate program in Phoenix.
Do it!
You can come with me.
I'll come with you.
We can make it a vacation on a second line.
Yes, yes!
All right, lady, right this way. Here's your cell. Good for you. You don't have a cellmate or nothing. Well, enjoy the next 25 years. They say this place is haunted by the dead. Let's hope whoever you killed doesn't come back for you, huh?
Hello. Fido.
Fido.
Yes.
Fido learned to sit.
Good boy. Good boy.
Have you not learned what I came here to teach you? What I've come to teach all of you humans. That you having love is a good thing. You acting for love is a good thing. But you not accepting when love isn't returned is a problem that can land you 25 to life.
And so, dear travelers, we have learned some very important things in this episode. We've learned that there are many kinds of prisons, and holding secrets and resentments and jealousy too long can land you in a prison of one sort or another. And we learned that relationships depend upon loyalty, dedication, in fact, all the qualities in the human's best friend. And we learned one more thing. Cats stink. And finally, friends, I leave you with this word of advice. Whatever you do, find a dog. Whether that dog be a physical dog, or an emotional dog, or a stressed dog, a well-trained dog. But find a dog, and use those qualities your dog brings into your family to let your resentments go, and to remind you to whom you owe your loyalty. Otherwise, you might spend your life searching for a pet to adopt in the ASPCA that lies in a dark corner of the Twilight. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and this is...
Adrian Bosada.
Griffin Beer.
Rasta Direction.
Eileen Tumlin, Valerie Regalia, Rachel Kumar.
Friends, here's one thing you have to know. Go ahead, clap for me. But that's nothing compared to how you're about to clap in one moment, because here's something you need to know. The Improvised Twilight Zone was created, conceived, directed, and all the music you heard all evening long, from the house music to the theme show music of the show to the intermission music, was all created by one enormously talented and brilliant individual, Mr. Arastu Duraku. Performance of the Improvised Twilight Zone. Thank you for being here and being such an enormous and wonderful audience for us. Coming up in January, we're going to be back right here with the improvised Law and Order. Improvised Law and Order. After that, in April, Improvised Dungeons and Dragons. After that, in July, Spontaneous Hitchcock, a full-length improvised play in the style of Alfred Hitchcock. Please come back and see us again. Please tell your friends. Your word of mouth is our greatest form of advertising. If you want to see all 3 of our remaining shows, but you don't want to spend our exorbitant pricing, you can become a 3-show subscriber and see all 3 shows for a low discounted price. Please take some information on your way out. We have postcards advertising the shows. Become a subscriber of Synergy Theater. We'd love to welcome you to that family. If you are looking at us and thinking, wow, improvisation looks like fun, you're right, it is fun. If you're wondering, can I do that? Yes, you can. Synergy Theater teaches classes. I personally teach beginning improv classes and intermediate improv classes right here in Walnut Creek at the Walnut Creek Arts and Rec Center. We have a 3-week sample class coming up in December, and then we're back with our full 8-week classes. If you've never been on stage a day in your life, but you always wanted to give something fun a try, come and take a class. We'd love to get to know and work with you on that level. There is a flyer on the table. Grab it on your way out. We are a 501c3 organization. That means we're very heavily dependent on the generosity of our patrons. That's you. You're our patron. In order to keep doing what we are doing, if you have a couple of extra bucks and you wouldn't mind donating it to us, we'd appreciate it very much. There's a bucket on the table. You can throw some money in or take one of those envelopes and send us a check in the mail. It's all tax deductible, and we would appreciate it. If you have a friend in the cast and you want to say hello to us, we will be out by the stage door in about 10 minutes. Folks, you are the most beautiful people in the world, and we love you. Good night.
This door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. A dimension of sound. A dimension of fright. This door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sight.